So we're here at Albert's Bar at Franklin & Sons head office, where we're going to be meeting Charlie from Dunnett Bay. We're going to be tasting his botanical vodka, Holy Grass. So, let's go. How are we doing, Charlie?
Yeah, good mate, how are you?
Yes, not too bad, buddy. Looking forward to trying this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, obviously you're from Dunnett Bay Distillery, which is primarily known for Rock Rose Gin, but we're here today to talk about Holy Grass vodka. Yeah?
Yeah.
But before we do, any chance you can just tell us a bit about your background in the industry?
Sure, absolutely. So I was a bartender for about 7.5, 8 years up in Aberdeen. Worked everything from kind of cocktail bars to fine dining, steak, did the lot, did the rounds. Ended up in a late night cocktail bar up in Aberdeen, and sounds bad to say, but I wasn't getting any younger and the late nights weren't getting any easier, and so I kind of tried to want to transition to something outside of bartending, and that's where I kind of came across brand ambassadorial work and happened to end up with the guys at Dunnett Bay Distillery, which is kind of a happy accident. But yeah, really enjoying kind of getting into a new role.
It's always a winning choice. So bartending starts off as bartending, but doesn't always finish as bartending. You can go into sales, you can go into ambassadorial, you can go into distilling, you can go into all sorts of things in that way. So it does open up a lot of doors.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's kind of fell into bartending by accident almost.
Well, I don't think anybody grew up thinking, I want to be a bartender.
But all through uni, kind of worked in bars, and then when I graduated, I wanted what made me happy most, and it was serving customers, making drinks, and so kind of continued to that, and it led me to here.
That was exactly the same way as me, mate. Exactly the same way for me. Okay, cool. Well, tell us a little bit about Dunnett Bay then.
Sure. So the distillery itself was located in a place called Dunnett Bay, funnily enough.
It's funny that.
Yeah, which is kind of 10-15 minutes away from the most northern point in the UK, a place called the Dunnet Head. But it started in 2014 by a husband and wife team called Martin and Claire Murray, and quite humble beginnings. Martin worked in kind of oil and engineering, and Claire's background was in hospitality and tourism and events. And they were from the area and kind of wanted to move back in some way, and it just so happened to be to set up the distillery and launching with Rock Rose in 2014. So Rock Rose kind of got off to quite a quick start, where they were set this kind of projection, and they sold out with it in the first 3 months of their first year's projection. It just kind of ramped up and ramped up and ramped up. And when every bottle was kind of hand sealed with wax and kind of labelled, it was a lot of work for them. But thankfully it's gone on well for them, and they've kind of expanded the range from just the original Rock Rose to Holy Grass and a whole host of different gins.
Amazing. So what is Holy Grass then to begin with?
Sure, so it's our vodka, and the name comes from, again, funnily enough, a type of grass, stuff holy grass. It's also known as bison grass, so often used in other vodkas. But the story behind it is Martin had this kind of admiration for this pharmacist, this herbalist that lived in the area in the 1850s or so, a guy called Robert Dick, and he basically discovered the existence of holy grass on the banks of the River Thurso. So it was quite a big deal in the kind of the herbology world.
Okay.
So Martin, with this story, wanted to kind of pay homage to that, like a famous guy of the area, and so created Holy Grass. Originally he wanted to make a gin using holy grass, but it just didn't work. Obviously gin has to be predominantly juniper flavoured, but it just didn't work with the holy grass, you couldn't get it right. Then thought, well, people are already making vodka with it, I'll give that a go. It's quite a funny story where he was going through basically booze forums in Polish and trying to translate them and find different recipes, and thought, well, if someone else, there's no point copying someone else.
No.
So I'll do my own thing.
No, but you need somewhere to start. You need a base to start from.
Yeah, it's a good inspiration. They thought, I'll do my own thing, and that's how we ended up with Holy Grass. It's quite a unique vodka that has botanicals, and you often don't think of vodka as having botanicals, Holy Grass being kind of the main one. But you've also got cinnamon, and then an interesting one like apple juice, again sourced locally from the area. But the story of Holy Grass as a name is quite interesting. It came from its use in church floors in the olden days.
Okay.
Obviously didn't have nice kind of polished wooden floors in the olden days, and they didn't want to get the literal Sunday best all dirty, and so they laid out all this grass as a kind of makeshift carpet, and then when everyone kind of came in and stood on it, kind of released the aroma of the grass, similar to like slapping mint in a mojito, and it was kind of a nice herbaceous vanilla aroma. And obviously the natural progression of thinking is like, oh, that smells nice. That probably tastes nice. Well, that tastes nice. You probably make booze out of it. And that's just kind of where the evolution came from of this holy grass. So that lends a nice kind of creamy kind of vanilla note to the vodka.
Okay.
That cinnamon adds like a nice touch of spice. Then that apple juice just adds a nice clean freshness to it.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Should we try a bit?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
For yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, you pick up on the cinnamon on the nose, huh?
Yeah. I almost hate the phrase, but it's got like quite a creamy mouthfeel and never sounds right to say to me. But when you taste it, hopefully you get that.
Almost buttery in the way.
Yeah, yeah. One of the best kind of flavour notes I got was like melted ice cream and like coconut, those sort of notes that comes from that holy grass.
You're getting that cinnamon spice, but it actually finishes quite citrusy. So it's got a clean, crisp kind of finish on it.
That'll just be that freshness from the apple juice.
Yeah.
So the way it's distilled is by like vapour infusion. So it's like the alcohol vapour passes over the botanicals. So using that apple juice in there is not something I've really seen anyone else do.
No.
And I think that kind of gives it a quite unique character and a nice freshness to it.
Oh, that's a stunning vodka. There's a lot of things that can be made with that. Speaking of which, actually, you've got a serve that you're wanting to do today.
I do, yeah. So it's one of our signature serves called the Dunnett Bay Donkey. So we twist on like a mule or a buck, using our holy grass vodka, bitters, and a touch of ginger ale as well.
Amazing, cool. So should we crack on with that?
Absolutely,
give that a go?
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome, happy day. So, buddy, obviously earlier you mentioned mule, buck. Are we ginger beer? Are we ginger ale? What are we doing today?
We're using ginger ale alongside
Ginger ale,
our holy grass. Yeah.
More towards that buck element.
Absolutely,
then.
yeah.
All right, nice. Cool. So, Dunnett Donkey.
Dunnett Bay Donkey, yeah. So again, we kind of wordplay on there as well, some alliteration, tick all the boxes. So we're starting off with a large measure of our holy grass vodka. Then adding a wee touch of Angostura bitters. So that's a nice wee depth. Touch of ice.
So why ginger ale with the holy grass?
So because of that vanilla, that kind of vanilla note that you get in the holy grass, the ginger ale almost gets like a cream soda kind of quality to it, which I think is just really nice, really nice simple serve that helps the holy grass shine without kind of putting people off making it at home almost. Nice, again, nice, just easy, approachable serve, super sessionable as well.
And obviously nowhere near as strong in flavour as ginger beer.
Exactly, yeah, that fieriness. I almost use it to cover up alcohol sometimes, but with ale, it kind of adds a nice kind of, just again, as you said, doesn't cover up any of that flavour that we worked so hard to put into the holy grass.
Nice, beautiful colour.
And then finally garnishing with a wee mint sprig and a wee lime wedge, just gives a nice wee aroma in there. And that is your Dunnett Bay Donkey.
Awesome. Simple drink, but tends to always be the better style.
Exactly, yeah. Why overcomplicate?
Exactly. Nice, very easy drinking. That obviously the Angostura bitter, it's just balanced out the ginger ale sweetness.
Exactly.
But you still get this spirit coming through.
Yeah, hopefully you get that kind of cream soda feel to it, like vanilla in it,
And that spice, again, from that cinnamon and that little bit of apple note coming through at the end.
Yeah, absolutely, just super fresh, easy sessionable highball.
No, that's a very nice and easy, very nice tasting drink, mate. Very nice tasting drink. Well, thanks for that, Charlie.
Oh, no problem at all.
And I'm going to have a bash making a cocktail at the end of the show as well.
Look forward to it.
Awesome.